let's talk about 5 must-know tips to improve your guitar playing. Number 1, learn to tune your guitar by ear. Tuners are great, and they help get you started, but learning to tune by ear has a multitude of benefits. Number 1, you can fix things on the fly without having to clip on a little tuner or turn on an app on your phone or use a pedal, whatever it may be. You can fix things as you go. And also your ears will be better for it when you are learning songs. And some songs you kind of have to tune by ear because they're in a standard tuning like E standard or E flat standard. But a lot of these songs, like if you take old Led Zeppelin songs or Van Halen or somebody like that, they're down a certain amount, but they're not specifically down a half step, or they're not specifically in standard. They're 20 cents sharp, or they're 10 cents flat or something like that. So being able to tune by ear and tune to a song by ear is massively helpful for your playing. Number 2, learn to count basic rhythm. So this is whole notes, half notes, eighth notes, and up to at least 16th notes, plus the triplets of each of these: quarter note triplets, eighth note triplets, 16th note triplets. At least getting up to there will really serve you in being able to count out parts of music, being able to practice along to drummers, or practice along to metronomes, or anything like that, and just understanding your basic rhythm will help a lot in terms of where things fall on or off of the beat. And it will improve your ability massively to play along with other musicians. Number 3, use a metronome. So this tip kind of plays into number 2 of learning how to count. They kind of go with each other. So learning how to count and learning how to use a metronome, very beneficial for your playing, because now you're going to be able to play to a click track or metronome. You'll hear it called both. And you're going to be able to play along to that accurately and work on improving your speed and your technique, and once again your ability to play with other musicians or play along to songs, anything like that. It also massively helps in a recording studio. This is especially crucial for metal guys. When recording metal rhythm guitars, you have to record each guitar player's part 2 times. Not the lead part, but the rhythm guitars. You have to track 2 for the left and 2 for the right. So you're dual tracking everything. The benefit of a metronome here is that you'll actually be able to do this. If you're not playing to a metronome, or you're not playing to a drum track that used a metronome, it's going to be very hard to actually achieve this. And it's very hard to practice it, because now you can sit down, you can slow your metronome down and work on details of parts at a slower speed. You can speed up the metronome, which is a common trick people will do, is they'll speed up their metronome and play along to their song or a song a little bit faster than normal. And then when they're playing it at its original slightly slower tempo, this feels more relaxed. But all of this comes back down to playing to a metronome, or at least drum tracks that were recorded to a metronome. Number 4, learn cover songs. Learning cover songs helps develop and further your musical vocabulary and the repertoire that you keep in your brain. It also allows you to learn new chords, new licks, new phrases, new ways of playing your instrument. Learning other instruments' parts on your given instrument, such as learning a horn part or violin part, but on your guitar, can really help you think about your instrument differently and have to really develop your ears. I do recommend you try this by ear, but using some tab or sheet music to help get you going isn't necessarily a bad thing. But forcing yourself to at least try by ear as long as you can until you at least start getting some semblance of an idea will help further continue your ear's development until you can play things accurately and quickly by ear and won't really have any use for tab anymore. The other benefit of learning cover songs is learning how to play with other musicians. If you're stuck at home and you don't really know any other musicians, or maybe you're in a pandemic like we all have been, and you don't really have much of an opportunity to go play with other musicians, playing along to cover songs can massively help your jamming ability and your ability to keep time along with an entire piece of music, and have that memory of when do I switch to this part, what's coming up next, and keeping that all in your head while you play and developing a natural groove. The other reason that this is beneficial is it actually can very much help with your songwriting. You get to analyze songs, and even if you're not doing it from a theory standpoint, but you're just looking at it purely from a structure standpoint. When does the verse happen? How many times? When does the chorus happen? How many times? Is there a bridge? Is there not a bridge? Do the drums go double time on the last chorus? Do they drop out at any point? What's the structure? Which really none of that has to do with music theory. It's just really looking at the ebb and flow of a song. And that can help you apply things to the songs that you're trying to write for yourself. Number 5. I've already mentioned this a couple of times already, but I feel it deserves its own point. Learn to play by ear. This can be difficult. It can be tricky, it can be challenging. The easy button is to go and look for tabs and just play things off tabs and hope that they're right. I know I did that for many years, but I forced myself to develop my ear later, and it has massively improved my musicianship. As well, if you're, just as a side note, if you're younger and you're looking to go to college, you are going to have to do ear training courses in college, where you will have to hear intervals and chord types and chord progressions by ear, and you will not be able to use an instrument to do so. You purely have to use your ear. So in preparation for that, if you're looking to become a music college student, definitely go that route. In terms of just being a musician for a living or for enjoyment, your ear is massively helpful. It helps you learn songs more accurately. It helps you develop a better sense of groove and timing because you're having to listen and internalize this music rather than just read the tabs off of paper. Now, don't get me wrong. I have loved tabs since I started playing. I used them all the time. I thought for many years I could not play by ear. I didn't have a natural inclination towards it. And I just thought it was one of those things that if you could do, then you could. If you could not do, then you couldn't. But I learned later that it just took a lot of practice and a lot of time. And now I generally just play everything by ear. This helps a lot too with band auditions. A lot of bands aren't going to send you tab, or they're not going to send you videos on how to play things. And a lot of these bands will just send you recordings. They'll just send you, hey, here's a link to our music. Learn what you can. And so if you can't learn by ear, or you haven't practiced learning by ear, then it's going to be a real struggle for you. If your ear is already really, really developed, then as soon as you hear the music, you can start picking it up right away. And that's going to get you better gigs and better band auditions as you go along. So I can't stress enough, play by ear. Hope these tips were helpful. Make sure to like and subscribe and all that stuff YouTube people say at the end of these videos. Check out my other videos. Keep up on that weekly Sunday afternoon tea and shred every Sunday at 10 a.m. And more of these videos, vlog style, will be coming your way. So keep an eye out.